Conklin comes in motion, going right to left. Takes the handoff. Cooper's got to get rid of it, looking deep to the right-hand side, and it's caught for a Central Michigan touchdown as Chapman beat the defensive back and tumbles into the end zone, and the Chippewas get their first 6 of the night.
Chippewas wore these gold helmets for the first time on Saturday as they welcomed in their rival, Western Michigan. We've got the highlights of the game coming up next on Chippewa Rewind. Welcome into Chippewa Rewind, a tough loss on Saturday for Central Michigan. I'm Adam Jackson. This is your head coach, John Bonamego. And Coach, not the result that you were looking for. What did you take away from Saturday's game?
Well, obviously, we're very disappointed with the result. I thought we had a good week of preparation, and I thought we had a good plan. And the way the game started off, I think our first offensive series led to points, and then, defensively, we were able to get a 3-and-out. It looked like we were headed in the right direction. This is a game where oftentimes if you're not exactly right against a good team, you can get hurt. And we preached all week about, being gap sound defensively, about protecting Cooper on offense, and about minimizing penalties. And at game time, we just fell short on all 3 of those areas a number of different times, and it hurt us.
One of the issues on Saturday was the offensive line. They were able to get to Cooper Rush. What did you see from them?
Well, again, I saw some technique errors, and Western was able to capitalize on those. Again, this is when you get 2 evenly matched teams, or when you're playing against a good football team, you can't make a lot of those type of mistakes. And we had some missed assignments too, which is uncharacteristic of our football team. We've been good in those areas. So again, we're going to go back, look at everything, reevaluate everything as coaches, look at what we're doing and who we're doing it with, and try to come up with a plan to fix some of these problems.
Let's take a look at the game on Saturday night. Great atmosphere at Kelly Short Stadium. Chippewas get the football first, and Corey Willis is able to get the first catch of the night.
Yeah, this was a great throw and catch, a little bubble screen. Corey's able to turn up field and gain positive yardage and remove the chains.
7 catches for 68 yards for Corey Willis, continues to have a big season. And then here's a youngster, Brandon Childress, makes a nice grab.
Yeah, nice job on the slant there. Mark Chapman actually helps this play develop because he takes an inside release on the linebacker there, which opens a throwing lane. That puts Brandon in one-on-one coverage, and Cooper's able to get the ball out quickly, and we get a positive gain.
You get down into their territory. It's a 3rd and 1 at the 39-yard line, and been really impressed with the way Jonathan Ward keeps his feet moving. Here's a great example of that.
Yeah, this is about 10 yards of yak, which is we call yard after contact. So it's actually a 5-yard run, but he's able to extend this another 10 yards just by keeping his feet churning and getting a little help from some of his teammates. And that was a great attitude run right there.
So the Chippewas stall out. It's 4th and 13. Brian Evie, coach, has struggled the last couple of games. Had to be good to see him get this one in from 45 yards out.
It was, and Brian's a great player. He's got a good head on his shoulder. There wasn't any wind to contend with on Saturday night. We're able to get a good snap, a clean hold. Brian does what he's trained to do, and he puts it through.
So after the field goal, Coach, it's 3-0. Now, Western Michigan, they haven't turned the ball over all year, and you nearly get a turnover on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, I thought this was a really good job here by our coverage team. They try to bring the ball all the way across the field, which is something they've shown to try to do with Phillips. Colton Oderkirk makes the ball bubble deep, and you can see at the very end of the play here, we actually strip the ball and it's knocked out before Phillips steps out of bounds. But unfortunately, one of our freshman linebackers, and he didn't do anything wrong, but it's Michael Oliver standing with 1 foot out of bounds, and when the ball hits the ground, it hits off of his foot that's inbounds. And so they ruled that a ball touched by a player that had stepped out of bounds. And so even though we recovered it, the ball went back to Western.
Yeah, instead of having the ball 3-0 in their territory, they get the ball, they keep it. You stop them on that drive, but then they go down and get the touchdown, and they strike to make it 7-3.
Yeah, again, we were a little bit late reacting here, getting lined up. They went with a quick cadence, and we're a little bit too late to the party here on the pursuit. So, again, that's their first score, and we just got to get better. We had to be better getting lined up quicker and getting players in position.
That quick cadence was something they seemed to do a lot on, especially third down situations.
Short yardage situations. It's something that we practiced. Again, it's difficult to simulate a lot of those things in practice, but again, it's a hard lesson learned. You know, there's practice speed and game speed, and we've got to be able to execute in the games.
Makes it 7-3. Central Michigan trailing for the first time. Then we push forward to the second quarter, and they get a big hitter up the middle.
Yeah, again, gap sound. I mean, we don't have a player in the A gap. We're misaligned, and they're able to hit a downhill run on us. And you know, next thing you know, the ball's up to the safety level and it's a touchdown.
So 14-3, Central Michigan trailing. The Broncos able to get one more at the end to make it 21-3. You head into halftime, Coach, and I'm sure you weren't pleased. What were your thoughts after the first 30 minutes?
Well, obviously we're frustrated, and you know, we got to do what we can to get things righted very quickly. And you know, there was a lot of frustration there, and you know, it's a matter of trying to get everyone calmed down and really pulling in the same direction.
21-3, the Broncos in front at the half. We'll take a peek at the second half when we come back on Chippewa Rewind.
The game is bigger than quick hands, breakaways, or finger rolls. It's bigger than layouts, sellouts, and shooting the lights out. It's bigger than cannons, bells, and wagon wheels in any stadium, field, or score. Because when you play the game for the integrity of the sport, with character, honor, and heart, the game is bigger than just a game. It's a foundation for life.
21-3, Broncos are up at the half against you, Coach. What was your message to your players in the locker room at the half?
We need to work our way back into this game, one play at a time, one series at a time, and we're going to do everything possible to try to get a win.
You came out with that mentality right from the get-go. You try an onside kick, and it nearly worked. You talk about it being a game of inches.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, this was a look that we had scouted out in our film study. We knew that it was going to be there at some point during the game. To be honest with you, I actually contemplated opening the game with it. We felt it was that sure of a thing. And, Josh Cox, who was designed to recover the ball and indeed did recover the ball, just touched it just about 2 inches right before it crossed the 45-yard line. You know, I stand by the call. I don't regret it one bit, and I would do it again, and I probably will do it again.
Then Western Michigan with that good field position, they go the next play up top, and one of the best receivers in the league comes down with it.
Yeah, Winslow, safety down here at the bottom. Winslow gets sucked in a little bit by the play action and allows Davis to get behind us. Really wish he would have, since he got the pass interference penalty anyways, it would have been better to break it up. I really think he just lost vision on the football, or he would have done that. In college football, it's not a spot foul like it is in the NFL, but either way, it's better than giving up the score. But definitely not the way we scripted it. Unfortunate, but we have to live with it.
So the touchdown makes it 28-3, and then you're driving again, get down into their territory, and Cooper's looking to throw it to Brandon Childress, and they get a pick six. What did you see on that?
Yeah, again, this is a 3-step drop. Brandon's trying to get inside the corner's leverage on a slant, and being a young player, he stops on the route, and this is a timing throw. Cooper's throwing to a spot, and when he gives up or stops on the route, it enables Phillips to get in position to make the interception. So again, it's a young player, hasn't played a whole lot. but one that I know is going to learn a lesson from that. I mean, Brandon works extremely hard. He's already made some plays for us. He's going to be a great player here. And, you know, you just chalk that one up as a very tough lesson learned.
So unfortunately, that makes it 31-3, Broncos in front. But then again, your team comes back offensively, puts together a drive. Mark Chapman with a 14-yard catch on the sideline.
This is a great job here of Mark and Cooper being on the same page. This is a back shoulder throw, and we're able to keep the drive alive.
You're finding ways to get the ball to Mark Chapman. This next play, you're able to get it on the end around, goes for 26 yards.
Yeah, this was a nicely blocked play. It timed up really well. He's got a nice caravan. He finds a nice lane and is able to turn it up north and south there. And again, it's a big play, and we're down into scoring territory.
Mark Chapman catch, Mark Chapman run. How about a Mark Chapman touchdown?
Yeah, again, this was a nice job here by Cooper off of the play action. Good blocking up front. Chap's able to get behind the corner here, and well thrown ball, and we're on the board.
That makes it 35-10. The Broncos able to add 2 more touchdowns late. The final score at Kelly Short Stadium on Saturday, 49-10. Coach, obviously a result, again, that you were not hoping for, but what do you take away from a game like that?
You know, all you can do is learn from your mistakes and move forward. Obviously, like I stated earlier, we're very disappointed, but you know, we can't live in the past, and you know, we can't let this one linger. Just like you don't want to have a hangover after a big win, you cannot have a letdown after a loss. We've got to be able to regroup, refocus, re-energize, and reevaluate, and reload, and get ready to go out and play again this Saturday, because we got another big game coming up.
We'll put this game behind us and we'll move on. Another big one coming up. It's homecoming this week, and it is another homecoming as a good Ball State team comes into Mount Pleasant on Saturday. We'll take a look at the Cardinals when we come back on Chippewa Rewind. Hey CMU fans, experience Central Michigan University and all there is to do on campus by visiting Ticket Central, your one-stop shop for all your favorite CMU events. Ticket Central's staff is ready to greet you with a smile and assist you with all your ticketing needs. Whether it be for athletic events, plays, concerts, and much more, we've got you covered. For further information, you can visit the atrium of the Event Center Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or give us a call at 888-347-3872. At Ticket Central, we're here to help get you wherever you want to go.
Lastly, you know, I just thought our crowd was outstanding. I appreciate everybody coming out, and don't give up on our football team. And you know, I apologize for the way we performed tonight.
Well, Central Michigan gets to come back home this weekend as the Chippewas welcome in Ball State. Coach, they've got a new head coach over there, Mike New, and you've got some history with him.
Yeah, Mike and I worked together in New Orleans. My first time in New Orleans, he was head coach of the Voodoo, the AFL team there. But we shared the same facility, so we had a lot of interaction. And then my second time, he was actually part of the personnel staff. I consider Mike a friend. You know, we used to talk about Central Ball State back then, and he's somebody that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, not just as a coach, but as a human being, as a man, as a family man. Ball State's very fortunate to have them. He's got them playing very well, which doesn't surprise me, and you know, this will be a good matchup for us.
So they're 3-2, you're 3-2. They gave you a real tough challenge. I know it wasn't Coach New's team last year, but you went to Muncie and had to grind out that win against them.
Yes, we did, and you know, I guess the recent history with Ball State CMU, I think last year we broke a 5-game streak against them, and it was a back and forth game. It was a very tightly, hard-fought game. Not a real good day weather-wise. I do remember that. I think we played it in a lot of wind and rain. You know, and I would expect, you know, from what I've seen of them so far, that this would be a similar type of game. I know that offensively, you know, they're moving the ball, they're scoring points. I was impressed with the quarterback last year as a freshman. I thought he played very, very well. I know he's, you know, another year more experienced and more mature. And he's a definite weapon, and they've got some good skill players on offense. And defensively, they always seem to be very tough and play as well. So it's a matchup we're looking forward to, we'll be excited for, and one that we're going to have to prepare very well for in order to expect to get a win.
On Saturday, it's also homecoming for Central Michigan as you welcome in the Cardinals at 3:30. What makes a day and a game like that so special?
Well, anytime you say homecoming and you've got alumni coming back to campus for all the different festivities to take place, the game's one part of that, but it is kind of one of the main events. We want to make sure that we represent our program and university well in that setting. It's important to a lot of people, and we want to put our best foot forward.
All right, Coach. Well, another opportunity to go out and get a win, your first MAC win of the season, hopefully coming against the Cardinals. Good luck to you guys on Saturday.
Thank you very much, and thanks again to everybody that showed up on Saturday night. The atmosphere in Kelly Shorts was electric. It was like nothing that I've seen since I've been back here. It was very refreshing and much appreciated. And we'll keep playing hard, and we'll do everything we can to try to get a win on Saturday and fire up chips.
Over 30,000 fans came out to that one against the Broncos. Central Michigan against Ball State, 3:30 kickoff on Saturday. Hopefully we'll see you there. This is Coach John Bonamego. I'm Adam Jaxa. We'll see you next week on Chippewa Rewind.